major breakthrough with my eyesight. Last night I was laying in bed trying to figure this out, and I've been trying to figure it out for the past week or so. The reality is this: I mean, I couldn't go more than probably 12 or maybe 36 hours having steady, like, strong eyesight. And for me, what be strong eyesight is, I can catch a letter here and there and put a word together. So, for the past, I would say, no, earlier than the 11th of March, and I remember that date because that's the last date I had acupuncture. So for at least a little while, I got to take a break with it. I'm feeling really great with regard to my walk. That's another thing too, another major breakthrough. So what's a major breakthrough? All right, great. Yeah, I've had, you know, at least I would say about 3 weeks, maybe longer, maybe as long as a month or even 6 weeks of every single night. My eyesight has not diminished, and I wake up in the morning and I'm able to actually like look at the phone from this from this viewpoint, laying down, okay, on my pillow. I'm doing this from my bed just so to make it a little more like at the scene kind of thing, So I noticed this where I'm waking up in the morning and it's like I'm looking at my phone. I can actually kind of put together the time and stuff, It's kind of cool instead of having to, It's a matter of how the light comes into the retina and then goes into the brain. Remember, LHON 11778. Any ophthalmo or neuro ophthalmologist or neurologist would think I'm just beyond delusional. It's an actual psychological term. Crazy to think I could regrow optic nerves, fibers. And the big issue here is getting the smaller fibers in the optic nerves to reach, well, just to fire up. So LHON, yeah, 95% of people with this 11778 are completely fully blind by the age of 50. You can just check it out on, talk your Google thing. You know what? Let's just do it right now. Here I am trying to get you to do things that I could do myself. I don't like doing that. People like tell somebody else, hey, you got to do this regarding your car or bike or whatever. There's a lot of programs on the other phone. Wow. What percentage of people with LHON are fully blind?
Here is some information for how many people have Leber hereditary optic neuropathy. According to Cleveland Clinic, Leber hereditary optic neuropathy affects 1 in 50,000 people. 50% of males who have the lhon mutation and 85% of females never experience vision loss.
Well, it's not. It was actually. I did look one time and it came up in 95%. That's where I came up with that number. But I'm not going to look too much into it more. I mean, I'll make another video on it. But anyway, it did say. I was diagnosed at Cleveland Clinic. Dr. Kosmorski, 1997. He requested the genetic test. Now, only about 250,000 people are actually affected with this LHON. 1997 is when I was diagnosed, and then the rest just have the gene. And it's only passed by the female, but the rest are just unaffected. Probably a few million people actually have the gene, and I wouldn't be surprised if more people had it, don't even know about it. So you could have the gene and not even and then be unaffected. So I think there's something regarding what was it that caused it, my onset in 1997. Obviously, the big thing today is vaccination. So you're gonna get all kinds of weird metals. Mercury's a good bonding agent. It holds the whatever virus it is in the body. That's a big one. For me, I'm pretty sure it was the anesthesia. 1996, I had surgery. 1997, I had surgery. May 16th, 1997. What happened? Just a few years later, I started losing eyesight. I don't know what the ingredients were in the anesthesia. It's a bunch of gases. Gases, what are gases? Obviously we know that they are heavy metals. You're going to get all kinds. Like VX is a nerve, VX nerve gas. A lot of troops came back home from Vietnam, with heavy metal poisoning. But there was, chemical and biological. It was chemical and biological weapon warfare. So, what's the point, Jason? What do you think? It's one of two things. Okay, one of two things I've changed. One of two things that has changed. It's either the baked potatoes I just been eating potatoes raw, just potatoes raw. Okay, or it could have been, which I think is what it was. I changed deodorants. I went back to the antiperspirant. So what I'm gonna do today now is I'm gonna check the baked potato and then see what that does for me. But antiperspirant, the deodorant stuff, the straight up deodorant, you're usually fine. But antiperspirant deodorant, it prevents you from perspiring under your arms. Well, what does it? Well, what is it? It's the aluminum they put in there that gets into the ultimately your bloodstream, and that's going to prevent nutrients from getting into the eyes, and ultimately the optic nerve, which is like all around the eye, and it goes back to the brain. That's what the issue with regard to the LHON is. It's a severe form of optic neuritis that doesn't go away. So yeah, we're looking pretty strong. I mean, I can tell you right now that, for example, we're at 6:0. Might as well, right? That was at 6:09, but anyway. Now we're at 6:19, 6:23. So that's a major breakthrough to see that. Whoa, what if it was the antiperspirants? So we're gonna find out today and put the baked potato to the test. Maybe not just today, maybe in a few minutes. It takes a while to heat up, cook it. I let it go for like 40 minutes at 470. There's nothing else I changed that I can think of that's been severe, drastic. It's something that I'm doing in my body. I'm telling you. What caused you to get your COVID? What caused you to get your cancer or your or I don't know, your STDs, whatever they are. More than 1 out of 5 people you see around you has an STD. What caused you to have your drug overdose? I'm telling you. And I've been this way, I've been sick since 2012. What caused you to catch your charges? Possession? Hello, officer. This meth that I'm possessing in my hand right now is not mine. I do not have title or deed. If you can have fucking title deed all you want, I don't care. Bitch, you're possessing it. Anyway, we out.